Imagine putting together a complex puzzle, but there are missing pieces. For a long time, that's what it was like trying to treat lung cancer. Over time, researchers found that cancer causes cells to grow fast piece. They uncovered each person's cancer is different. This was a key piece because it meant that every person's lung cancer is its own little puzzle. The discovery of biomarkers was big. A biomarker is a molecule that can be found in tumor tissue. Like a sign, it helps doctors detect, diagnose, and manage some types of cancer. Two biomarkers found in lung cancer, ALK and EGFR, are mutated forms of genes involved in normal cell growth. While they helped, there were still holes. The puzzle that researchers are trying to complete isn't going to be solved overnight. Every day they're finding new pieces that are giving a clearer picture of lung cancer. Recently, a new biomarker was found. It's called PD-L1, and it allows some cancer cells to avoid being detected by the immune system. Testing for biomarkers gives you and your doctor a more well-defined picture of your lung cancer and may help guide your treatment path, allowing your doctor to choose the medicines that are more likely to work for you. To get a better understanding of your individual lung cancer, talk to your doctor about comprehensive biomarker testing, including PD-L1. And check out all the resources on www.testtalktakeaction.com.
We're so happy that you're here. Thank you for joining us today on this dreary day.
Does anybody love a rainy day? Okay, I see a little shy people. You're so reticent to love rain. I love it.
This would be a great day to binge watch Scandal. Right?
Hello.
Too bad we're all at work, or I am at work. You guys are having fun. But you are here to talk about something that's very, you're very passionate about.
Yes.
With Test Talk, Take Action.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about why you're involved with this campaign.
Has anyone that's actually with us here today been affected by lung cancer? Anyone that they love or their family? Yeah, I lost my dad in 1985, and so that's why I'm so happy and grateful to be a part of this whole campaign. In 1985, lung cancer diagnosis was just a very grim thing, and what we went through with him was hard and quick. We only had him for 10 months after he was diagnosed, and he had radium seeds sown in his body and very debilitating chemo, and it was the first person I had lost in my life, and it was a very horrific way to lose someone. And that stays with you, but the good news is, these many years later, we've made some real advancements in lung cancer treatment, and now there's so much more hope. So as you just got to watch in one of the videos from the website, there's a thing called biomarkers that they've discovered now, and every cancer is different, and the biomarkers are the clues to tell you exactly what kind of cancer you have, and when you talk to your doctor, that allows you to hone a very specific course of treatment that is just for you. You're not flying blind, you're not hoping for the best and swallowing the pill the last drug rep dropped off. You're really tailoring your treatment, and that's given so many of us so much hope and really allowed for a much better prognosis. There's so much stigma still with lung cancer. People feel like they brought it on themselves, and another wonderful feature of the website and of the campaign is reminding people, first of all, there should be no stigma. There's no blame. Every step we take in this life gets us to where we are, and disease or health, it's all a product of living. And what we have to do is be advocates for ourselves and know that we deserve the best to come. And we partnered with 6 amazing advocacy groups, and I just want anyone to know here or that's with us other places that you're not alone. You have support on this journey. You have support on this road. People want to be with you and show you what they know and hold your hand and help you through it.
Wow, that's very inspiring, and what a story to lose your father at such a young age must have been extremely difficult. But it's great that you're giving back and trying to help spread the word about biomarkers, which I don't know if you know much about them, more than we do, but can you maybe explain a little bit about, this discovery that's happened over
I know. Well, I love that you got to watch the video because you got to get it from, an actually informed source instead of a person who plays one on TV. But biomarkers are the clues on the tumors, so they can just tell the doctors a lot of information about keeping your cancer very specific. And it goes into it in much detail on the website and much more authoritatively. But, it's a whole new sort of field, and this is new information. Really, it all sort of started emerging in about 2011, and some FDA approvals started just as recently as 2014. And after so many decades of lack of progress, particularly in lung cancer, this is just the most exciting time.
Yeah. And do you find it pretty incredible that you can use the platform that you have to spread awareness about this campaign and other issues and movements that you're proud of and passionate about?
Oh my goodness, very humbled and grateful to be able to sit down and have a conversation with you, to have you guys show up on a rainy day, to have whoever's online being with us now or in the future at some date when it's convenient. Because I just feel like it just engenders community. It reminds us that we're all going through the same things, and we all get our information however we can.
And of course, you are on one of the most popular shows on television.
What?
Which I'm looking right now at like the future president of the United States right here.
Maybe, possibly. I don't know. Maybe.
So when you're talking about this, it really does help spread the word, and it's very inspiring what you're doing.
Well, thanks.
But you also have many other, charities and movements and campaigns that you get behind, like gun control and Black Lives Matter. And can you talk a little bit about being a philanthropist and what that means for you in your life outside of the screen?
Well, I feel like we all build the world we want to live in, right? We contribute what we can, we do what we can, and nobody's got a right to complain if you're not in the game, right? And I've been lucky this year because of this job to have some opportunities to do stuff on a little bit of another level, but I think it's always incumbent upon us. Like, I got to go on the road, you guys. I got to do 8 states for the Clinton campaign this year, and it was so humbling and amazing just watching, democracy is all of us. We are democracy. We make this country happen. And I feel like on macro and micro, we do that in our lives too. We participate as we can in our communities, in our families, in our health. However, showing up for life is like the big secret, I think, because I, for many years, sat on my sofa and would be afraid or would be, just generally too timid or depressed or whatever. And the secret for me, anyway, has been to engage, and you wind up engaging in ways in which you're passionate about. And when you shine your light, it just encourages other people to shine theirs. And then, the world is just a shinier place. It is. So it's really nice. One of the things I'm proudest of this year, in addition to this Test Talk, Take Action campaign, is I got to give back. I got to go to Yale. I was a big scholarship kid. I got to meet the guy who put me through Yale, Dr. Richard Light, who was wicked cool and like 112 when I met him, and had just had a full, amazing life. And I got to endow a scholarship this year at Yale. So now I get to help kids go to college forever, which is I don't have the children of my own, so it's been a real dream come true to do that. And so it's been a year of amazing opportunities. And my boss, a lady you might have heard of named Shonda Rhimes, yes, and taught us a thing or two about the year of yes. So I've just been saying yes this year.
And I'm sure your role of Melly Grant on Scandal has sort of opened your eyes to a lot of different things in the political sphere, because you did say you're out on the road with Hillary and campaigning, and that election, it's been quite a ride for us in the past few months, especially the past few weeks. How are you feeling about the election? And I'm hoping that we finally get a female president, hopefully on Scandal, so we finally get our dreams to come true. But I'm sure it's been a weird time for a lot of people.
Yeah, it has, and I feel like we're still finding our way forward with it as a nation. Some are happy and some are sad, and we're a democracy and we'll move forward. But I think more than anything, the hope I take away from it is that it has us all engaged, It's been so polarizing that people that usually would be a little more laissez-faire about the outcome or about even either candidate have really become energized to participate. And going back to like what we were talking about earlier, that's all that matters, is that we all get up and raise our voice. Everybody's equal in the voting booth. Everybody's equal in their ability to give. And I think that's been the best thing to come of it. I feel that as a country, as a democracy, we will have much more participation, and we may be made to fight more for our civil rights, many of us, and so that will make us deserve them more.
Well said. Are you using anything that's happened over the past year? Are you using it to inform your role on Scandal and what Melly will be doing the next few episodes, I'm sure?
We've only shot 5, so I wish I knew so much and we're keeping secrets from you, but I don't know. And I'm so interested to get back to work because our whole cast, Shonda, everybody was so involved with the selection, and I have to imagine that it's impacted, like had an impact on her, and I'm so interested to see where season 6 will go now. But yes, I mean, like I say, I only did 8 states, and I still have stress dreams. I don't know the voter laws in Ohio, or I didn't write the speech for Pennsylvania tonight, or these guys do it forever and all the time, and it's their air, and so it was really incredible to pretend to really be that for a second.
It's amazing to watch Melly's story arc over all of these seasons when, she was Fitz's wife and the first lady, and she wasn't that big of a role to begin with. And now look at her. She is the starring role on Scandal. You are the starring character.
No, but she's pitches a fit good. Yeah, she's always ready to scrap a little. But it's, I was only supposed to be there 3 episodes. I had 2 lines in the pilot. It was a very small thing. So this whole ride has been an unbelievable gift and has continued to unfold as a surprise to me and an enormous blessing. And I have the best, you probably feel like this too here and at HuffPo, I have the best work family. It's ridiculous. Cast, crew, production, writers, everybody like kittens in a bag, tumbling all over each other, just licking and purring. I mean, we're so happy. And that's like lightning in a bottle, too. In LA, anyway, things last a nanosecond and you're on to the next job. We've had a job for a minute, and Shonda has a no holes policy. And it's just been the best.
I can't imagine. We really missed you on TGIT.
What? I miss everybody. Yeah. It's sad. It's lonely on Thursday nights. It is.
I love my Grays. I love my How to Get Away with Murder, Notorious, but I missed my Scandal.
We miss you back.
So I can't wait to hear, or can you give us a little bit of a hint of what we can expect during the season premiere in June?
Well, you've seen the teaser, right?
It's
Has everybody
intense.
seen the teaser? Yeah, so it's explosive. We come back on election night, and just in fine Shonda fashion, you'll find everything out, and then you'll know nothing. By the end of it, she will have taken it all away from you. So those first 5 episodes are tumultuous and destabilizing, and I genuinely don't know where it's going to go from there. I don't know. Yeah.
So many questions. Jake is now going to be your running mate.
Yeah.
What is that dynamic going to be like? Because I don't know if we've seen you guys together too much as much.
No,
as
we
seen
haven't.
them. Yeah.
But that's what we were saying. Scotty and I hadn't done any. Can we hear it for Scott Foley? Scott Foley. Yeah.
He's been here. We love him.
We love him. We hadn't really had any scenes together. I see him constantly off screen, but yeah, we're excited about that. To find out what that'll be like.
Yeah, new scene partner.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, Tony, but
yeah, he's all right too. Tony's still around.
Yeah, what's going to happen with Fitz and Melly now? Since you're kind of taking over the power position.
We'll see how well he cedes his power. Talk about peaceful transition to power. We'll see. We'll see about all of that. Although I will say one of my favorite scenes that we've gotten to do was that divorce scene with him when I'm signing the divorce papers. That I love my Tony Goldwyn. Can we also hear it for Tony Goldwyn?
Everybody in this cast.
All right, good. I would have felt terrible. And P.S. Tony would have been so jealous. So jealous.
But of course, Kerry Washington had to just go and have a baby, and you guys had to go on a hiatus.
Well, Shonda only wanted to do 16 to begin with, so no Carrie blaming at all. It just, the timing worked out that we should do 5 and then come back in January. But it was Shonda's busy and brilliant and, has commitments, so it was always going to be a 16-episode season.
Shonda's busy? I had no
I know, who knew? It's
What's
a little
she working
secret.
on these days?
Ooh, spoiler. Yeah.
Are you a fan of other Shonda shows? Do you keep up with them? Are you like a binge watcher yourself?
I'm the worst because I'm never home. So I'm so behind on all my friends. Like, I see them and I'm like, ooh, because I haven't seen the shows. I feel terrible about it. No, I will catch up. I'm woefully behind. Yeah.
No Gray. You're not a Grays person.
No, I can't. Because now it's like 19 years they've been on or something. I'm going to catch up on 19 years. Yay!
I mean, Scandal too. What's it, season 6 we're going into?
I know, yeah.
That's crazy.
It's crazy.
Does it feel like a second, or are you
Yeah.
really? Do you go to set and cherish like every moment you have? With
Every minute, because she's told us all from the beginning that she knows where it ends. So yeah, so it's kept us very in the present about appreciating it, and I think that's a real gift because. You can get on these, you can like sit down and start the ride and then think the ride's gonna last forever. And they never do, but you were humans, so we don't think that way. But we're very aware of it. Yeah.
What's something that you kind of bring to Melly of yourself, if there's anything? Because you guys seem like very different people.
Hooch. I mean, Melly got written Southern because I can't drop what I sound like right now, and like dogged devotion. I think we're both super loyal. She just doesn't care whether anybody in the room is comfortable, and it's all I worry about. Yeah.
Will she have a new love interest this season? We saw a little bit with Marcus, of course, but what's going on there?
My mother saw a picture on the internet. My mother was with me in LA for Thanksgiving, and my mother likes to Google me, which is never a good idea. And she's like, "What's this? I can't get this video to play." And I looked, and I was like, "Nothing at all. Nothing, Mother. That's not even a video." Yeah, well, there'll be some things.
Yeah. Mom, stay tuned. Is your mom a big Scandal fan?
Oh yeah, totally.
What does she tell you about your part and your role? Is she super excited for you to be running for president on TV?
She's always afraid they're kicking me off the show, like to a degree that it makes me afraid that like she knows something. So she's like, "They're not writing you off, are they?" And I'm like, "Kinahora, poo. I mean, not that I'm I don't, it makes me so worried because she's so worried that I'm like, don't manifest that.
Shonda's known to do that. I mean,
know.
we just saw that with How to Get Away with Murder. I don't know if anyone was upset
Yeah,
about Wes.
spoiler alert, don't tell anybody. Does everybody know what happened on the, okay, all right, okay.
Is it one of those things where you flip through the scripts and you're like, oh my God, is somebody gonna die this episode?
Our table reads are so cold. They never tell us anything. We have a table read at lunchtime on the day before we start the following episode, like the next morning at 5 a.m. And so we sit down at crew lunch, and the scripts are warm from the copier, and we just like open them and start reading them at each other. And it's great because it does your actor homework because you really are present and really listening, and it's coming out of like Katie Lowe's mouth, and so you kind of imprint it. Josh Molina always sits down, turns to the last page, and he's like, "If I'm talking, I'm breathing." Like that's his big look. He's the Roiner. And Shonda played a joke on him. Like, see, it makes her crazy because she works really hard to craft these really intricate stories, and she wants our honest reaction to them first. And so she wrote us all an email, and she's like, "Do you think I'm a terrible person if I..." And we're like, "You totally should do that." And she wrote a fake last scene that killed Josh. Yeah, but she didn't think to put it in everybody's script, so she only put it in Josh's. And so he sat down and he like did the thing, and he like,
oh no.
And you see his whole like body drop, and he raises his head and he turned to Scott, was next to him. He's like, "Man, I think I die." And Scott was like, "That's rough, man." Like no compassion at all. And then I was on the other side of him, and he grabbed my script, and he looked in the back, and it wasn't in there, and he knew it was a joke. I should say, in Shonda's defense, Josh is the most relentless practical joker alive, so it was completely fair.
Yeah, what kind of shenanigans goes on behind the scenes?
Shenanigans. Yes, they fly. The shenanigans fly.
So no one else got to read out loud Josh's death scene?
No, we even ruined our prank. We didn't even get to read the scene.
Poor Josh. And I'm sure
He's
Scott
all right.
Foley is quite the prankster too.
Scotty's all right. He's, he's more of like your basketball coach or something. Like he's directed us a bunch of times. Scotty is the best director. I mean, you just feel like you got hugged all day and did your best work and you got home in time for dinner. Like he's just a great leader. So he would never alienate us like by playing tricks on us. Like Josh doesn't mind.
Who's the biggest trickster then? Just
Josh. Oh, Josh.
All the way?
Josh. Only Josh. Completely Josh, always Josh. Josh.
How's Tony behind the scenes?
He's a dove in a dreamboat. He just sort of like wafts in the room on like little like angels carrying him on a cloud, and he like kisses you on the cheek, and he smells delicious, and then he goes to makeup, which lasts about 14 seconds because they're like, "Oh, good morning, Tony," and then he goes away again, and then you see him on set. Like that's Tony.
And then you gotta just yell at him on screen and
I know.
pretend like you
And then
hate
I
him.
had to be like, "Ugh."
And then what about, of course, our girl Carrie? What's she like?
You guys, there's no one finer than Carrie. I mean, there isn't. Let us also clap for Carrie. What? No better like friend or mentor or cheerleader. 19 months pregnant in 7-inch shoes on the 25th hour of a workday, cheering you on loud, very small, very loud. But she, also I think of like second season, I'd just been made a regular, and she was like in Italy doing the Django junket, and out of the blue I get a text making sure I had like shoes to wear at the Golden Globes or something. Like literally the most thoughtful, caring, lovely human being in the world. Yeah.
I'm loving this Liv Melly friendship that could be blossoming this season.
I really love it.
I'm really
too.
digging it.
I love it, especially because it's like that. That's life, right? It's just complicated. It's not one thing or the other. We are nuanced human beings, and we can hold contradictions, and life moves forward constantly. And it really, I feel like, gives the show a sense of history to let people evolve like that, and also feels like every scene is walking on a minefield because at any moment the history is just so present for us both. Yeah.
And the women supporting women, I love it.
Dig it.
She's behind you.
Deeply dig it.
I can't wait. I keep saying I can't wait for Melly to be president. I hope it happens. Frankie better not win.
Frankie better not win.
Before I go to the audience Q&A, I also want to talk briefly about your role in A Wrinkle in Time, which everyone's really looking forward to.
I'm so excited
Yeah.
too.
Can you tell us a little bit about it?
Did you guys read Wrinkle in Time as kids?
You did.
Oh my God, I loved it so much. Madeline L'Engle. If you haven't, get it for all your like nieces and nephews this year as a gift. It's such a beautiful book. It meant the world to me when I was growing up. And then I saw Ava was going to do it, and she's such a genius and a visionary, and I knew she'd do an incredible job. And luckily, she had been with us second season and just called and offered me this tiny little part, but I don't care in the least. I got to be there, a part of the family. And I've already shot my bits, and it's just going to be extraordinary. Like, that cast is so good, and Ava has such a, like, lyrical, whimsical, like, dark but uplifting take on it. It's going to be gorgeous. Yeah.
And Disney's really cranking out a lot of these live action films, which I'm really excited for. So that's just adding to the list.
Let's do it.
You've done so much this year.
It's been
you're
okay.
incredible.
I like it.
Yeah. All right, who's up with the first question?
Ask me things.
Hi. You tweeted about how you shadowed Tom Verica for the season 4 finale as he was directing. Is that something that you'd look forward to doing, and how was that working with him?
What's your name?
Ashley.
Hi, Ashley.
Hi.
Thanks for coming out today.
Thank you for coming.
My honor. I loved it. Our Tommy is incredible. Like, just to learn from him, he makes poetry from shots. You know, it's not like chop, 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 but he literally moves the camera in a way that tells the story, that supports, of course, the words and the acting and whatever. And but he's also so good at it that I can see how far I am between here and there. It makes me excited to experiment with like shorts and things like that. But our scripts often come in terribly late as well. So he and our incredible crew were doing that all often on maybe 12 hours of prep time. I think in that episode we needed, for example, 9 different kinds of prison sets. And available in LA, like physical locations at that time, we could only find 4. So our set designer and our production builders, they had to, out of thin air, make 5 different kinds of prisons in about 4 days. And we have to schedule, like, it's just such a behemoth to take on a 1 hour. But it just, like, I can feel my whole brain, like, if someone MRI'd me right now, like, my whole brain is, like, alive and on fire. Like, once you're at that level, it must just be like, and you enter the matrix, and then it all happens, and, you know, you're like, it must be the best feeling, but it's also very intimidating because it seems far off. Are you interested in that? No, but I feel like you. All right, right on. He's the best. And he just did, Shonda has like a Shakespearean show called Still Star-Crossed, like what happens after Romeo and Juliet. And he was just in Spain shooting one of those, and everything looked breathtaking. So, and you guys know Tom Verica plays Sam on How to Get Away with Murder. So if you don't know his work as a director, then you know his, you know, and his other parts, because they've been on some cell phones. On TV.
On TV. Like, what do you know, Bellamy?
Are you next? You have a microphone. You have the power. Stand up. Tell us your name.
Sure. Oh. Hi, I'm Stephanie. So my question for you, it's funny to hear, and it's nice to hear how, you know, all of Scandal's like a family. Is there a favorite character besides yourself that you could say, or can you not pick?
Stephanie, it's like Sophie's Choice. I mean, no, there's no favorite, but I love me some Guillermo so much. I could lick him like a lollipop. I mean, I just have so much, like such a little soft, gooey spot in my heart. And for Huck, he's just, I love everything about both of them. But no favorites, never. Who, anybody? Somebody want to ask? Oh, yes. Hi.
What's it like working for Shonda Rhimes?
What's your name?
Katie.
Hi, Katie. Thanks for coming. Thanks for asking. And I got to tell you, it's the best thing in the world. I mean, I'm a big advocate of a matriarchy, not at the expense of anyone or anything, but it's just, especially as an actress, you feel very taken care of in ineffable ways that are not even addressed usually. Like I remember first season, I mean, it was probably second season because we only did those 7 episodes first season, but second season, Shonda said to all of us, there will be sex scenes, but if you want me to write you a sex scene in a parka, I will write you a sex scene in a parka. Like, you don't have to be naked. Now, the boys have to all be naked, P.S. But you're like, she's like, never, it's never gratuitous. Women can be nuanced and complicated and flawed, you know? We get to mess up a lot, and we get to try and fail and then redeem ourselves. It's also the most inclusive workplace I've ever worked at. Both, I mean, her goal is that everyone have a seat at the table on screen, but also off. It's just, she's so thoughtful and no nonsense. It's never, like, you know, I feel like also people imagine that working under a female boss, there would be time wasted for kindness or things like that, you know, and it is that she's wonderfully kind, but it's wonderfully efficient. It's just heart-centered in a way that is new from my experience. It's also, Katie, it's been the coolest thing to watch her grow, because it's like when you're in your family or you're dating someone and you just get to really be with them for a while and watch them blossom. So over the course of our little tenure at Scandal, and she would be the first to say this, like she used to deny herself a lot of joy. and then going through the process, which she describes so beautifully in the book, as she's just come into her own in a way that is so inspiring, that is also just so moving to me to have been even on the periphery of. So in every way, it is wonderful.
We all want to work for Shonda.
She's the best.
I'm like sitting here like drooping down, like I want to work for Shonda.
She's the best.
Well,
Anybody
else? I think we're
Any non-ladies want to ask a question?
okay. We have time for one more.
Oh,
I
okay.
think, right?
Hi, my name's Maya.
Hi, Maya.
My question is, you were talking about how Shonda Rhimes inspired you with her book Year of Yes, which is something I haven't read yet, but I really want to.
Christmas.
Yeah. What are some other things this past year you felt inspired to say yes to for the first time?
Oh, I was really, really scared to do anything involving the presidential campaign because I am like allergic to conflict. I just don't want to fight with anybody about anything, and this was a very divisive election, and Carrie and Tony had also been out on the road a lot, and it seemed an insurmountable amount of just knowledge and self-confidence and political savvy. It just seemed an unattainable goal to have done that, and saying yes to it was one of the most terrifying things I've ever done. Now, it turns out you're just there and you're just telling people what you feel in your heart. And I always feel like if you're speaking from your heart, it opens other people's hearts. And then nobody wants to fight. They're just like, well, I don't agree, or we can move on, or how about this point instead? But that journey, and like I say, I still have stress dreams about it. But that journey was really a lot of growth for me personally. Getting to be a part of this campaign for Test, Talk, Take Action has been a lot to revisit, because I have a lot of still pain around my dad's death. So that's been, starting to talk about that was a big thing to face this year as well, and has also been very cleansing, again, because you wind up connecting with people, and connecting with people can just heal you. So I feel so honored to get any sort of message out that I can, and also at the same time help them, heal myself a little bit. And I guess I also thought it was going to be a super lonely fall because we weren't going to be working, and I love my work family so much. And I've gotten to do 2 movies and come here and be with you guys and go on the campaign. It's just going back to, I guess, what has been on my mind all day. It was just like saying yes and engaging. It seems like the most terrifying thing, and it winds up being the most gratifying thing. So thanks for making me think about it.
Well, you're so wonderful. We can't wait to watch you again on Scandal when it comes back. And everyone definitely head to testtalktakeaction.com, correct?
Amen, yes.
And check out all the information. And thank you for being part of this campaign. That's
Lee, thank
great.
you.
And thank you for being here. We've loved having you.
Thank you. It's been a joy. Thanks, you guys. Thanks, you guys.